There, long time no see, but I am back and will be putting up videos every other day or sometimes every day. So subscribe to this channel and hit the like button if you like this video so you'll get notifications on what's coming up in the future. So let's jump in now. Today we are going to talk about the narcissistic cycle of abuse. We're also going to talk about the false apologies from the narcissist and why we get stuck in a certain part of that cycle and what we can do about it. So let's dive right in. The narcissistic cycle of abuse. Picture a circle. So the first piece of the pie, and we never know how long this first stage in the cycle is going to last. Sometimes it can last up to 2 years. Sometimes it's 2 weeks if it's a narcissist that you've been back and forth with before. And of course, that part is called love bombing. This is where a narcissist pulls out all the stops in order to lure a target in. So I'll just say in order to lure you in and have the target or you fall for the narcissist, hook, line, and sinker, as my departed grandfather would say. They will take you to nice restaurants, perhaps. They will shower you with expensive gifts. There may be flowers. There may be trips. They push for intimacy quickly. Also, to tie it up with a nice bow, they will tell you things like, I love you, or you're my soulmate, very early on in the dating process. Much too early for someone really to be saying, I love you. Then, after you are hooked, what do they do next? It's the devaluation stage. This is where the narcissist starts whittling you down bit by bit. Your self-esteem and your self-confidence can plummet. They start to help you with their manipulations. They alter your identity. You become weak. And the biggest thing that happens in this cycle is you lose your power and your authority, because that's what happens when you have trauma, obviously. And this is where a lot of the trauma occurs, is in this devaluation stage. Many people who have been in relationships with narcissists say, I was so strong when I met that person. I was like, I'm fine being single. I'm going to go on and do my life and live my life the way I want it. And then suddenly they meet this person, the narcissist, and everything changes. It's this very, very high and in love. And then before they know it, they feel like a shell of the person they were. They are in pain emotionally most of the time. And just to come home, that person feels like they're walking on eggshells. So if you feel like this is you, then indeed listen to the rest of this video, because you may be in a relationship with a narcissist if you're new here to this channel. In the devaluation phase, a narcissist uses these manipulative tactics, plus more, but I'm going to go over some of the main ones. First of all, narcissists like to gaslight. What is gaslighting, Laura? Gaslighting is where a narcissist does everything in their power to alter your sense of reality. Reality as you know it no longer exists. Some of those gaslighting phrases can be, I didn't say that. You must have misheard me. You're such an idiot. You wouldn't understand if I told you anyway. They say things like that. So you begin to doubt, well, what actually happened in your life? Narcissists also like to use triangulation, where they bring a third party in for comparison or to make you competitive with that party. It's kind of both, right? Double-edged sword, to make you competitive with that party. So you do what the narcissist is asking you to do. And here's the trick with the narcissist, and I know most of you know this. If they say jump and you say how high, every single time you're going to be jumping higher and higher and higher. The standards for a narcissist are ever changing. You will never meet their standards. No one can. No one can. So we've got gaslighting, triangulation, and then just simple old passive aggressiveness. That can look like this silent treatment, which many narcissists like to use to tell the victim, you don't matter enough for me even to speak to you. And here's what hurts the most. The narcissist will go out and talk to everyone else in public, even if it's a covert narcissist, but then comes home and won't speak a word to you. Another form of passive aggressiveness can be just those backhanded compliments, like, I guess that's better the way you did it that time, or, you know, dinner's pretty good, but I wouldn't want this very often. Things like that. So you feel like, I'm just not quite good enough. I'm just not enough to make the narcissist happy. And what do we do when we find ourselves in that situation? We work harder and harder trying to make them happy. So after the devaluation phase, what comes next? It's not the most fun thing, but it is the cycle of rage. And there's nothing you can do to prevent it. And there are very few things really that you do to trigger it. The narcissist has this underlying sense of rage, especially the covert narcissist. And it takes just one little thing. It could be someone in the home shuts a door just a little too loudly, or the remote control is out of batteries, and the narcissist will rage. That person will yell and scream and say terrible things to you or others in the home, and it makes everyone, again, walk on eggshells. And that rage can last a few minutes, a few days, or even a few weeks. They can become very angry and take it out on the target for a long period of time. So when that's over, it's like, it's kind of like when a yoga class is done. You feel relaxed, you're like, whew. And in that situation, this is where we get stuck, you guys. This is the cycle, the part of the cycle where we get stuck. This is the hearts and flowers, or kind of back to the love bombing stage. We think that it's over, that he or she is finally going to change, because they give us empty promises and they give us false apologies. Those false apologies often look like, I'm sorry, but you push my buttons. Or, you know, if you wouldn't just pick at me and want to pick a fight, then I wouldn't have to yell at you and call you bad names. Or playing the victim like narcissists like to do. I'm sorry for everything I've done. I'm sorry for even being born. Do you see? The first two is how the narcissist is putting the blame and shame on the target, or on you if you're the target. The third is where the narcissist likes to play the victim, turns the tables once again, so it is not their fault. And they are the ones left out in the cold, and the ones that have been abused this whole time, which really, hello, I don't think so. But here is where we get stuck in this hearts and flowers stage, because they say those apologies and then they make a promise to change. And you think, oh, we've been through so much together, I've got to stick it out. No, we have loved each other. We just got to get back to the center. And if you leave, sweetheart, this is the narcissist speaking, if you leave, sweetheart, then how are we going to fix things? I'm sorry, I'm going to work so hard on changing. A key point, and I made this on the shorter version of this video, so follow me on TikTok too. An apology without action is manipulation. Let me say that again. An apology without action is manipulation. That apology needs to be followed up with action, not just promises, but action, steps that you can see. So how do you jump off this hamster wheel? It's not easy. I'm not going to pretend it is. It took me 5 years to prepare to get out of that long relationship with a narcissist. 16 years of a relationship. In the last 5, I spent planning my exit, with the last 3 being very focused on that exit. You can check out my book, Girl Get Out. That has like the whole game plan on leaving a narcissist. So what do? Every day you start, if you can, and I recommend this, pull away a little more emotionally. You're probably doing that anyway. Every day, do one small thing that prepares you for the future. Hopefully, you won't have to leave. Hopefully, this person will come to their senses and begin to treat you like you deserve to be treated. But go ahead and prepare for it, because 3 years is going to come, 1 year is going to come, no matter what we do. So why wait? And then finally, ask yourself the question. This is what I had to do at the 16-year mark. He's been promising to change for 13 of those 16 years. Have I seen a change? Ask yourself that. You've been promised change, however long. Have you seen it? Think about it. As always, I want to remind you that you are worthy, you are loved, and you are enough. We're going to have so much content ahead. Can't wait to see you next time. Bye-bye.